everyone, it's Margaret Manning here, and welcome to Mornings with 60 and Me. It is a beautiful morning here today. I hope that you're enjoying a lovely day too. The sun is actually shining, which is wonderful. And I'm having a cup of tea this morning. I'm having my Twinings green tea, which is one of my favorites, and it's delicious and a great way to start the day. So I hope you've got a tea or coffee and you're doing something that you enjoy today. What have you got planned? I always sit here imagining people watching this, and wherever you are in the world, it's just so wonderful. All the interesting things that you're doing, your hobbies, your passions. Whether you're going off to spend time with your family or grandchildren, maybe you've got you may be still working and you've got part-time work that you're doing. Perhaps you're traveling, going somewhere really fun, or going to visit somebody. Maybe you're going to stay home and do something quiet today. Maybe you're not feeling so good today. Hope you feel better. Maybe there's just something on your mind and you want to just be quiet and by yourself. It's just like there's a spectrum of things across, the hundreds of thousands of women who tune into 60 and Me. So just know that I appreciate that, and I'm not trying to ever put you all in one bucket. But I think today I would like to talk about that group of people who are sitting there today, maybe feeling a little isolated and not really connected to a social group. And I know lots of you, are socially connected and just occasionally have a day when you feel alone. Now, there's an article by a lady called Cheryl Nicholson, one of our bloggers, and she wrote a really insightful article which kind of reflected and resonated with me. She talks about when she retired and how suddenly her phone stopped ringing. She just didn't have any messages. Her email stopped. And she realized that all of her relationships had been contextual. They had been basically a product of her work or children. They just weren't, they weren't there after she stopped engaging with them. And so she realized that she'd fallen into this trap, she called it, of isolation. And, where she had, really been started to wonder what her purpose was and how to get engaged, and feeling just very socially isolated and alone. And what she realized, which I think is hopefully what everybody gets, is that you can fight back. I mean, you can either accept that and just say, that's it, that's the end of my social engagements, I'm never going to be able to get out into the world again, or you can fight back. And she gives 6 ideas that she's implemented in her life. And as I read them, and I'll give you the link to the article so that you can kind of review it yourselves, I realized I do these myself. And sometimes it feels a little bit forced and you have to be conscious about it. But you really can't control the fact that you don't have people day to day in your life anymore. But you can control how you respond and your attitude to being by yourself. So the first thing is to show people you care. Now, I know a lot of you do this, so I'm not saying that you don't try this. It's a really simple one. And it doesn't have to be just your family and your close friends, which I think we do that quite naturally, to show them that they're important to us, that we care. But also the people that you just encounter every day. The people at the grocery store, the man that brings your mail or the woman that delivers your post. It's just people who, impact you. Tell them that you love the way they do their job. Tell them that you really, it impacts your life, that it's important to you to have them in your life. Showing them that you care makes them feel appreciated. And then we know this, but making someone else feel appreciated, we feel good too. So it doesn't have to be like a phony thing, something that you're being really contrived and making it up. Just, when the spur of the moment hits you, just let someone know that you care. The other thing that she suggests is to experience your senses. Go out and look for beauty in things. Just go out and into the world, and you don't have to go far. You could just go to your local market or to your local cafe or shop, but just try to see it through a bit of a different lens, and make it so that you feel it. That you describe it in adjectives and adverbs and words that actually stimulate. Just go to a new restaurant that serves some food that you haven't had before. You don't even have to buy a lot. Just buy a little dessert or a soup. But go to a Japanese restaurant and have a little bit of sushi, or maybe a French restaurant and try croissant, if you've got those in your town. And just try to enliven your senses. Go walking, look at things, notice things. Another thing is related to the first one, which is talk to people. I think we wrote an article once that said, not talking to strangers is not a good idea for kids, but it's a pretty good idea for adults because we can handle it, of course. But when you go into a Starbucks or into a cafe anywhere in the world, just strike up a conversation, make a compliment, love your coat. What a sweet child you've got, a really beautiful smile. Say whatever comes to your mind. And actually, you can even talk to the people about their business. I do this sometimes. Like I go into a business and it's not quite very busy, and I'll say, "Wow, how do you get people to find you here? It must be kind of hard to market. What made you start this kind of business?" It's just giving, showing some interest in what is important to them. Just not just that you care, but you care about them specifically. Now, appreciate the little things. And of course, this is something that always leads you to joy, and joy is what leads people to you. Just the sounds around you. The crunch of the snow, the sound of the rain falling, the bells on the church ringing, or even things like a siren, or just just notice the little things and pay attention and be grateful for them. And I think that whether you're in a big city, small town, if you stay in your home all day, you're not going to have that experience of the world. Listen to children laughing. Listen to to the sound of the birds. Look for animals, and just enjoy the small things. Another thing that Cheryl suggests is to give back. And we have, of course, suggested this and talked about it a lot on 60andMe. Just do something that helps you to give back to the community, whether it's volunteering at the community center or in your church. Maybe it's something that you do well, like you could help with a book sale, or bake cookies for the local women's group that's sponsoring someone somewhere, or maybe help a neighbor with a garage sale, boot sale in England they call them, and just be helpful and give back to the world. And even it's just maybe some advice that you give someone. Or if you notice someone's feeling sad, just if it's appropriate, go up and say, "You okay?" And maybe have a coffee together. But just give back something of yourself. Makes you feel so good. Teaching a lesson is related, but it's a specific one that Cheryl raises, because she remembers her grandmother giving crochet lessons and knitting lessons. And I think that's really, really cool to do something like that you do well. You probably don't even realize that you do it well. You don't even think about it, but it's something that people would find benefit in. So, just offer to help with something that's going to save someone money, or give them some other angle on, how to live their lives. So I think that, there's a lot of things we can do just from our own personal preferences. This is, you don't have to kind of work at this. Maybe you just love doing something, just take it outside. I take my knitting with me when I go to Starbucks, and actually not always, but I often get comments, "What are you making? Oh, those really cool colors." And, I sit there sort of fumbling away. I'm not terribly good at it, but it just gives people something interesting to think about. And you never know, you just might make a friend. You might just get out there and enjoy, just do something that's important to you. So I think that's my thoughts for today about, how to deal with social isolation. I know this can be tricky, because we are so used to people coming to us, reaching out to us, and you have to reach out to them too. And you have to do things that are going to engage people in a conversation, make them feel like you're someone that would be fun to get to know. And the other thing I would say is it takes time. So if you go out a couple of days and then nothing happens, maybe pick up the phone, or maybe start a meetup group. We had our meetup group yesterday about our train lovers group. I have a small group that I started, and we've got 14 people now that have signed up to join. Only 4 have actually ever showed up at the meetings, but that's perfect with me. A few people are coming, and they've got other things doing. But it's nice. We're going to go on another train journey soon, and they're not my best of friends. I just met them, so it's not deep and meaningful yet. But, we have a common interest, so I think it's going to be fun. So I guess my question for you is, do you recognize in yourself the tendency to isolate yourself, to stay home? Do you recognize that action in yourself? Is it something that happens seasonally, perhaps? And if so, what do you do to fight social isolation in your life? Let's share some of your comments, and other people that are reading can maybe get some inspiration from you. If you've worked it out and figured out how to deal with social isolation in your life, let's share it. Okay, everyone. Well, I really do hope that you have a fantastic day. Do something fun for yourself. Get out there and get engaged in society. And, I look forward to reading your comments and joining the conversation. And I do look forward to seeing you all back here tomorrow on Mornings with 60 and Me. Take very good care and see you soon. Bye-bye.